What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Knicks Cave. I'm Jan, the Knicks fan, your host, and let's get right into it. But before we get into it, I want you to do me one small favor. I want you to hit that like button. I definitely want you to subscribe. Leave a comment. You want to know when the next video is going to drop. Hit the notification bell. Was this a statement win? Was it? Some might say, but I won't say that just yet. We meet Boston one more time before the season is over. That was actually our third meeting. The last time we met Boston, we had beat them in an overtime win, which we shouldn't have. It shouldn't have been an overtime win, and we had gave up a 13-point lead in the fourth quarter. So, was this win a sweet win? Yes, it was a sweet win. Some might say Jaylen Brown was out, so it cost the Boston Celtics the game. Jaylen Brown is averaging somewhere around in the room 26 points. Their superstar Jason Tatum, the Mr. dropped 55 points at the All-Star game. He had 14 points. So I don't know how much of a factor that would be in Brogdon. As I said in my earlier video, Brogdon, we had to stop Brogdon and Derek White. We held Derek White, but Derek White kept trying to get there. The Knicks defense was, I'm not going to lie, it was superb last night. Some would say the Boston Celtics had an off-shooting night, being that they are, if not the best three-point shooting team in the league right now. But the New York Knicks came in. The defense was, when I say defense, it was contesting every shot the Boston Celtics put up. It was rarely an open shot that the Boston Celtics have. Harford had a couple of open looks, but other than that, the Knicks defense played very well. They was getting off their man, coming off the screens, and contesting a lot of shots. So I don't care that Brown wasn't in the game. I don't think it would have made that much of a factor the way the Boston Celtics was playing, or maybe it could have. But I think, I'm not going to say this was a statement win, but this was a win to just let people know that the New York Knicks are for real. This is not going to be a let-off. We have about 19 games left, 18 games somewhere in that ballpark. My next video, I'm going to actually predict how many wins the New York Knicks would finish the season with. I'm going to go back because I was going to do that video earlier this week, but I want to break it down starting from the month of March. So as soon as the month of March start, which would be tomorrow, I will be having this video out for how many wins the Knicks would end the season with, because a lot of people had us finishing the season somewhere 30 or 20-something games, actually lower than 30, somewhere in the 20s. A lot of sports analysts, so-called experts, didn't think Jaylen Brunson would make much of a difference on the New York Knicks. But this is why I'm going to say something to a lot of people, and some people might not agree with me. But other than my man Jaylen Brunson, I'm going to tell you who really made a difference. I know I just put a little video up on Emmanuel Quickly. That's because Emmanuel Quickly had a great game last night, 23 points. Like I said, one of my other videos, I did do a video on Emmanuel Quickly, that he will be a potential all-star, a projection of 5 years. I think he's going to exceed my projection of 5 years before he become an all-star. If he get more time playing with the New York Knicks and he keep playing the way he keep playing, he will be an all-star, if not next year, the year following. Now, let me get back to what I wanted to say about Julius Randle and Jaylen Brunson. A lot of people want to say that Jaylen Brunson came in here and made Julius Randle a much better player. In a way, I beg to differ. I'm going to be honest with you. Yes, Brunson came in, he made the team much better. But if you think about Jaylen Brunson in Dallas, Jaylen Brunson was averaging close to 16 points a game. He is now averaging 22, 23 points a game, somewhere in that ballpark. And I contribute all that to Julius Randle. Yes, because Julius Randle on a nightly basis is getting double and triple teamed. So this is leaving the floor open up for Jaylen Brunson the way it was never opened up in Dallas. And I know he played with Luka Doncic and everything, and everybody said he had to get from under Luka. But think about it. Teams wasn't really double teaming Luka as much as they double team my man Julius Randle. So now that he's on this team with Julius Randle, he is getting open looks. He's getting to the floor. He's doing things that he has started doing last year with Dallas. And a lot of people want to say Dallas was a fool to let him get away. But, hey, that's a different story. That's a different video. But, yes, you can say that they're feeding off one another. And Brunson bring bringing out the best of Julius Randle, and Julius Randle bringing out the best of Jalen Brunson. But I'm gonna say right now, I think it's the other way around. Since Julius Randle been here, he's been constant. He's been our constant offensive threat. He's been double team, triple team in that playoff series. We seen what happened when we didn't have the firepower, or he didn't have the help. Now, this is what I like about this team right now. This team is built totally different. And the thing I want to stress is that and I wish I was talking to Stephen A. Smith, because Stephen A. Smith still cannot get off this Donovan Mitchell trade. But I want to say, had we made that trade for Donovan Mitchell, our team would not be built the way it's built right now. So I don't think that we would be this. I don't think we would be in this position right now if we had Donovan Mitchell. I'm telling you, that's just my opinion. I don't think we would be in the position to say that, hey, the Knicks could go to fourth, because actually Cleveland Cavaliers are only 2.5 games ahead of us. So we're a game and a half in front of the Brooklyn Nets. We're 2 games and a half in front of Miami. I don't think we would be in this position had we made that trade for Donovan Mitchell. We would have to ship out a lot of pieces. We'd have to bring in a lot of pieces. It would have been a makeshift offense. It would have been a makeshift defense. Guys would have to get used to one another all over again. So, like I said, I do not think that bringing in Donovan Mitchell would have made the New York Knicks as good as they are today. Yes, I know I ain't really talking about the Boston game, but we put the smack down on Boston. It was a 15-point lead. A lot of people would say that is not a blowout, but we kept, at one point, it was a 27-point lead, 23 points, I think the largest lead. But every time Boston made a run, the New York Knicks made a run back. And that was due to our bench, Josh Hart and Emmanuel Quickly. Yeah, y'all see the video over there. Yes, this team is exactly what I said it was a month ago. And when people was talking about let's trade Julius Randle, he got to go. This is an Eastern Conference team. I'm not saying we're going to go to the finals, but we can make a push. This is a playoff team. Matter of fact, let me choose my words correctly. This is a contender. Yes, the New York Knicks is a contender. And these last few games will start making people become a believer. That's just my opinion. A lot of people don't want to see it. They don't want to believe it, but it is what it is. The New York Knicks is playing great basketball. There's not too many teams in this league that I think right now can beat the Knicks if the Knicks play the way they played last night. And I've read articles where they talk about the Knicks defense is suspect because unless a team is having an off shooting night, that they could be beaten. And yeah, that's for any team. That's for any team to be beaten by that 3-ball. And we have seen the New York Knicks being demolished by the 3-ball. Let's just keep it real. But at the same time, we have to give Tom Thibodeau a little credit. And the only reason I went to Tom Thibodeau because it all goes on his defensive scheme, which I have. Y'all heard me get on his defensive scheme. If I would have plucked the man in the back of his head, like, yo, what you doing if I was in the garden sitting behind him? But, like I said, I'm a man, and a man have to know when to admit his mistakes, and a man have to know when to eat crow. And I'm eating crow on this. Yes, we complain about the 9-man rotation, but if you think about ever since Tom Thibodeau started this 9-man rotation, and we was complaining about the losses, but if you think about it, it wasn't that many losses because the New York Knicks actually went 25-14 in that time. From December 3rd, when he that last loss, and he switched up from this throwing guys in to this set rotation. And you heard me on this channel keep calling for a 10-man. He got to do this, he got to do that. We had to get Cam Reddish involved. But the Knicks was actually playing great. And what it was, the New York Knicks fans wasn't paying attention to the wins. We was paying attention to the losses. To the humiliating losses. That's what we was doing. But Tibb got this team moving in the right direction. And it's time that we start giving him credit. Something we didn't, last year it was a different story. But what we have to realize, last year we didn't have the talent. Well, we did, but we wasn't playing the guys that we wanted to. So, yes, that fall back on Tibbs and Leon Rose. But one thing else I want to say, I have to give Leon Rose credit. World West, they said when they came here, they wanted to change the culture of the New York Knicks, and that's what they have done. It's a winning culture. The guys are having fun. It's like a family. You know what I'm saying? If you look at Quentin Grimes' game, before Quentin Grimes made his first basket last night, it was somewhere around the third quarter and before he got involved. I think he finished. Let me see something. I want to see how many points Quentin Grimes finished with. I'm not focused on Quentin Grimes, but I just want to give you an idea how much of a team this really is. Grimes finished the game with 5 points, like I said. He only took 5 shots. And he was so involved in the game, making so many plays on defense, offense, whatever you want to call it. They're just playing together as a team. Is nobody saying, well, we know who's getting the ball, but the other guys that just know their roles. We having guys that know their roles, and if you want to think about buying their time, because at one point in time, when we can keep these guys, they're going to be the guys doing what Julius Randle and Jalen Bronson is doing. But right now, they're gaining a lot of experience playing under these guys. Before, my only problem really, and I know a lot of y'all going to be surprised, and I didn't mean to jump off it, but I wanted to mention this before I get out of here. It's R.J. Barrett. And I know a lot of y'all heard me call this man Star Barrett. And I still got about this much of a hope that this man is going to turn into the player that I envision him to be. Right now, it's a lot of mistakes, getting too deep in the paint and making the silly passes, being too selfish when the opposing team already know what you're going to do. He do get his assists, but he missed a lot of open assists that these either quickly could have a 3 or Robinson could have a dunk because he's just taking it to the hole. I know he's trying to get his points. He's trying to keep his average up, but he got to be the guy to really get into this team basketball. And I'm not saying he's not playing team basketball. He just got to stop making the silly mistakes that Julius Randle was making last year. Tell me what y'all think in the comment section, because I think the New York Knicks is heading for the Eastern Conference Final. That's right, I said it. And with that being said, I want everybody to stay safe, stay healthy, God bless, and peace.